right, let me know. Can you guys hear me now? Awesome. Thank you. I just put down my little one, so I just managed to get in. It's perfect timing. Well, missed this pretty epic looking final actually. Did you guys end up watching the whole final? The ladies' final? It's interesting. Let's see what Sherbini has to say. She's just such a phenom. Wow. 5-time world champion. The one thing I love about the squash players is they're so humble for the most part, especially the top players. I don't know if you guys have noticed that when you compare it to other professional athletes. It's just they're like different people almost, and I think there's obviously a lot of the money and the publicity and things like that involved. But it's interesting. Yeah, thanks for the recap, John. It looked just those last few rallies that I did catch. It looked like it was intense. Why do you say that, Vishal? Bad calls at the wrong time? What do you think? Yeah, the thing you mentioned, Vishal, it's so interesting because, that is one of the most important and biggest things that separate the lower level from the highest level is just that factor of consistency. So the fact that Gohar only showed up for the second two games is an indication that Sherbini's mindset and her mental game is just that much stronger, and that's one aspect that Gohar could improve. And I guess for that reason, Sherbini is the world champion now, right? And Gohar is number two because she's destroying everyone else. Thank you. I'm excited. What do you guys think about this final? How do you feel about the matchup? It's obviously the top two players in the world playing, so I mean, it's the best final we can. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Vishal. What are the predictions? What do you guys think? I have a feeling that if Shorbagi can maintain the form that he has been demonstrating in the last few games, in the last few matches, I don't think that Farag will be able to beat him, to be honest. Like, Shorbagi's targets in the back of the court, his targets in the front of the court, his the fact that he's hitting so many different shots, he has so many options from any given point in the court at any time. I feel that he's going to make Farag work a lot. And Farag, the thing with Farag is that he likes moving in advance of his opponent's shot. So if they're playing on the backhand, Farag starts to kind of gravitate over to the backhand a little bit early. And I think the thing that Shorbagi is doing so well is he's throwing in that quick boast. He's playing the straight kill. He's playing the cross court. He has so many options from the same position that I think he's going to catch Farag off a little bit because of Farag's tendency to lean over a little bit extra on one side. And if obviously kind of Shorbagi's maintained this form so far throughout the tournament, so assuming that he can bring it back out for one more match and consistently throughout the match, sort of the way he has recently, I don't think Farag can beat him. But again, like, Farag is number two in the world for a reason, and he is such a dominant player for a reason. So he's probably thinking about how he can try to, what does he need to do to get Shorbagi to mentally break down? Because Shorbagi is likely not going to physically break down as quickly, but it's more the mental side of things. That's my opinion. And the other thing is with Farag, he tends to get a little bit passive sometimes, especially when he plays Shorbagi. And I'm kind of referencing their recent matchup in the World Tour Finals. And if he's passive, Shorbagi is going to eat him up. So Farag is going to have to step up on the tee. He's going to have to be proactive. He's going to have to try to control the tee just as much as Shorbagi does and really impose himself. Otherwise, he's just going to absorb because that's his natural tendency. That's his natural go-to. So it's going to be interesting to see whether Farag can actually kind of come out of his shell and step forward and be aggressive, or whether Shorbagi is just going to kind of dominate that aspect of the game. Yeah, Rohan, thinking about your question with Gawad, the thing, I think, so there are a couple of factors with Gawad. I think he's coming back from that heel injury. So I didn't see him moving as explosively as he used to move in the past. So that's one factor that I think may have impacted him. The other thing is, because Cole retrieves so much, it starts getting in the head of the opponent. And Cole's really, really good with his counterattacks. So, like he would take Gawad short a couple of times, and that extra hard movement back and forth for Gawad right now maybe isn't that comfortable. And then I think a lot of it is mental. Like if Gawad opens up the court too much or he makes a couple of errors, things like that. The consistent player, if they can be aggressive with their fundamental game as well as with the counterattacks and all, it's really hard to beat them because you have to be so patient and not open up the court too soon and not do all those things that help you win points. You have to be a little bit more patient when you're doing it, and that can be a little bit tricky sometimes. So I think it's that balance that that gets tested, and it's more the mind that gets tested when you're playing that attritional, absorbing sort of player. Yeah, and Sayed, I think Sherbini she's a very complete player, and you kind of saw that over here, right? It's the physical side, the mental side, the technical, tactical, all of it. So that better player will always come out on top, and they may lose every now and then, which is totally obvious, but they don't lose nearly as much as other people. And there's one distinction I remember. One of the top players, a former Canadian player named Graham Riding, once told me, and I asked him, I said, what was the difference between you and, say, Jonathan Power at the time? Because Jonathan Power got up to world number 1, and Graham Riding got up to number 10 in the world. So I asked him, and he said, my A game is as good as Jonathan's A game, but Graham was unable to bring out his A game as often. So he would, or maybe not the same, but his A game was close to Jonathan's A game, but he wasn't able to bring out his A game as often. And Jonathan's B game, which is what he would primarily play, let's say, was a little bit better than Graham's B game, and the B game was a bit more consistent, and so on and so forth. So it's this idea of being a little bit more consistent at all aspects of the game and just being able to execute more consistently. And that's basically the difference between the best player in the world and the 5th ranked player in the world and the 15th ranked player in the world, and on and on and on. They're just countless levels within even the top 100, for example. It's pretty ridiculous. Ali Farag's yawning right now while Shorbagy is being introduced. Hopefully that's not an indication of his energy levels. Hey Matthew, good to see you, man. Long time no see, no talk. That's a good point, Syed. Like his hand was cramping. I mean, these cramps recover. These guys are professionals. They're getting their massage. They're getting all sorts of stuff done. So presumably he's done everything in his power to recover. But depending on how severe those cramps were and how dehydrated he has been, we'll see how much he's able to recover. To be honest, he'll definitely persist and last. But if this becomes like a 90-minute marathon at a high pace, he's probably more likely to break down than Shorbagy is. Yeah, it did look a bit scary. Kind of, it looked pretty creepy. He's kind of keeping it in place and stretching it out. It was interesting to say the least. And just look at the focus, even in the warm up, right, guys? You know, most of us when we're at the club, we just kind of knock the ball up and down. There isn't that much intensity, or I shouldn't even say intensity. There isn't that much purpose in the warm up. But if you watch these guys, there's purpose. Shorbagy's trying to hit his targets. He's trying to hit that good cross. He's trying to hit that good length. He's constantly watching the ball. He's practicing the drop. So, they practice a variety of shots. It's not just about hitting the ball and warming it up. It's about so much more beyond that. And see, Farag's demeanor is just a little bit more relaxed. So even though he looks a bit more relaxed and he doesn't look like he's as focused and stuff, that's fine. Everyone's personality is different. Shorbagy, we know how determined he is. He said his two goals were to reclaim world number one and to win the world championships. And if that's his goal, you can see how focused and determined he is right now. Yeah, John, I did. I actually found that pretty cool. I recorded a clip of that because I was gonna use it in a video in the near future, just talking a little bit more about mindset, because it was such an important example to see the top players, like two of the top four players in the world, meditating and kind of closing their eyes and trying to ground themselves and use their breath and stuff while while they're in the middle of their game. So I'll create something in the near future, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, this is interesting. I don't know. I'm assuming you guys are all watching it live, and the commentator just made a really interesting comment. And I remember hearing this once when they played previously as well. Whenever they play in the U.S., Ali Farag seems to have the advantage, and he seems to win the matches. I guess because he's very comfortable here. He went to Harvard for school, and he's a bit more settled in the U.S. maybe than Shorbagy is. Maybe it's the combination of having some support in the U.S. because of his time there. But it could be interesting. It's interesting how some of these little subtleties play out in players' heads, but I don't know if it's going to affect Shorbagy as much, just because he has been so focused this entire tournament. I would be surprised if that played on his mind and caused him to lose focus, although it might make Ali Farag play better. Hey Yusuf, good to see you. This is awesome. A couple of the guys that I coach have jumped on here, so it's really cool. Thanks for coming, guys. Yeah, I think I don't. Yeah, I don't know about the UK. I think they were saying something about Egypt. It would be interesting to see, actually, what the track record looks like. But yeah, sure, the UK has been Shorbagy's home for many years now, so there is a chance. No, Yusuf, you can do some research for us. Do a quick search and see if there is a change in their record in the UK. I'm curious. Now you got me thinking. This is actually one other thing I noticed about Farag. He's so particular about how he towels off and how he dries his sweat off. in between games. He literally gets into the crevices of his fingers and everything else. Like it's pretty cool. He's very, very particular, attention to detail. Yeah, Yusuf, me too. I actually noticed something here where, I mean, I'm sure if I scroll back, I'll see it. They had some cool analytics like a few minutes ago about the. I'm gonna see if I scroll back if I can find it. Yeah, they had this this image. I don't know if you saw it about winning positions, and it showed where Farag won against Moment and where Shorbagy won against Paul Cole, and they had the percentages of winning positions, which is really cool. And Farag was pretty evenly distributed, kind of 23% front left, 23% front right, and 23% mid right. And he was winning minimally in the mid left, very little in the back left, minimal in the back right. Shorbagy was 36% in the mid left. So that clearly shows Shorbagy's preference for that mid left kind of backhand region. 20% mid right, none in the front right, and then kind of even in the back. So, you know, although Shorbagy's forehand is actually extremely dangerous, he's actually winning a lot of points in that mid left. And you can't always play to your strength as much as you would like to. It also depends on what kind of game plan you set up against your opponent. So Shorbagy may have played there because he felt Paul Cole was weaker in that position, for example, or he pinned Paul Cole in the back corners, and that was where either Paul hit a loose straight drive or he hit a loose cross court and then Shorbagy attacked it. So there are so many different factors for where the winning shot comes from, but it's all about kind of how they set it up, which is really, really interesting. And it'll be cool to see that now. I just came back to the game. See, that's that movement. That's that combo that I noticed Shorbagy use a lot against Cole too. He fires in that quick boast, and then the opponent either doesn't get it or they're really scrambling and they pop up a loose ball, and then Shorbagy basically punches it down the wall, and he's in the middle of the court, so he has the right to hold his space, and the other guy just can't get around him and is dead. I mean, this is looking promising right now because Farag, other than that error, Farag is actually being quite proactive and aggressive, and he's not being passive and just hitting length. He's actually moving the ball around. He's taking Shorbagy short. This is really positive. And Rohan, I just saw your question. You know, I think it would be a really, really good match because if you remember from then, Shorbagy and Ramy played two finals, 2012 and 2014, and both of them were epic. And, you know, the Shorbagy of now is a little bit different from the Shorbagy then, because back then he moved more aggressively and he hit harder and stuff like that more consistently, but he wasn't as thoughtful about his game. So if you take a little bit of that pace and that energy away, but you add a little bit of thoughtfulness, it would be really close, but you never know. You know, the current Shorbagy could maybe have come out ahead. It's so hard to say. I think it would be very close. Ooh. See, and those are the options that Shorbagy has, right? Like on that backhand, he can hit the straight drive from there. He can hit the straight kill from there. He can hit so many options to boast. So Farag is going to be a little bit weary. Now Shorbagy, so early in this first game, Shorbagy has shown Farag that, hey, I can hit all these shots. And now for the rest of the match, Farag is going to have to be aware and he's going to have to be honest with his position, which is going to make that kind of hovering over to volley the ball that Farag loves to do a little bit trickier. This is stuff that's already starting to get into the mind of Farag in all likelihood. Not in a negative way, but more from a state of awareness. That's too loose. There's another working boast. And both players are actually hitting all over the court, which is really good to see so early in the match. It just kind of shows how settled they already are. And they're hitting very accurately. See, a lot of players, they take their time to settle and they hit a lot into the back of the court. The fact that these guys are already playing these quick working boasts pretty accurately, they're playing these tight balls glued to the sidewall, that's a really good sign that they're feeling good right now. Too high. Ooh. Bit unlucky for Shorbagy and a bit lucky for Farag. Ooh. It was really good by Shorbagy, changing up the pace. Even at that soft, floaty shot, the ball was glued to the side wall. So you see, it just goes to show you that you don't have to hit hard to force. It just needs to be accurate. It could be slow and high. It just needs to be accurate. Then you have to execute. Nice weight. Wow, Farag's using a lot of the working boast. Actually, both players are. Nice lob. Joey Barrington took the words out of my mouth. Turning defense into attack. That's exactly it. If you play a good enough lob, you can totally turn the rally around. Or a soft length just like that. Ooh. In previous matches, Shorbagy was not making nearly as many errors. Only in the games that he lost, which were very few, did he make these kind of errors. But see, both the guys are doing that. Like Farag didn't move his feet back. He didn't really bend, get into the shot. Yeah, Yusuf. The first couple of rallies were actually really good, where they were actually settled. They looked like they settled really fast in that they were taking the ball all around the court. But now these tins that have been popping up, it's you can clearly see the nerves that both of them have, and rightfully so, right? It's the final of the World Championships. Nice lob. Nice counter. Oh, that's lucky. See, this is the thing that a guy like Paul Cole, he's phenomenal. He's such a good athlete. He's a great basic game, but he just lacks this. He plays too much into the back and he waits too much for his opponent to make an error or attack and then counter attack him. These guys are initiating and they're changing up the angles and they're getting on the ball early. And they're not just pushing it back, they're doing something with it. And that's the difference between the top players and the next level, is that these guys are constantly doing something with the ball. See, like, there's so much pressure on almost every ball that's hit. And there's purpose behind every shot. So look at that wonderful change of pace. Just showing that you can use all parts of the court. This is a really, really big rally as well. Shorbagy going up 9-5 is big. Farah making it 6-8. That would make this game a lot more interesting moving forward. That's a tough movement. Another tough movement. Ooh. And there's the force, right? A few hard movements by Shorbagy, and that can actually be the outcome, because he's trying to force that winning boast when he's in the back corner and Farag's already in front of him. So tactically not the best shot, and that gives you an indicator of maybe the fact that he felt the length and intensity of the rally with those movements. And that's a nice kill by Farag. See, Farag's initiating the attacks pretty early on in this rally, because I think he sensed that from Shorbagy. And see, those kind of balls, that cross kill that Shorbagy just hit in the previous matches, those were far more deadly and precise. They were fading second bounce before his opponent could get them. Over here, they're popping up and sitting a bit higher. Farag's movement obviously doesn't help Shorbagy's case, but the execution is not quite as accurate as it was in the previous matches at the moment. See, like, that kill again was heavy. That's a nice pace. This is impressive. I have a feeling that if Farah can keep this kind of intensity up, that was phenomenal. The way Farah is moving Shorbagy around right now, with purpose, all over the court, with some holds, like at a pretty quick pace, I don't know if Shorbagy is going to last. I don't know, I just feel like he looks a little bit heavy right now after some of these movements and rallies. Even though it's early, I'm not saying he's out by any means, but see, like, waiting over there is another indicator that he's feeling this physically. If Farah can do this for 20 more minutes, like, this is going to be tough for Shorbagy. Another game of this is going to be deadly. Because at the moment Shorbagy has not found the accuracy with his attacks. And Farag is reading him well. Oh, that's quick. This is fast. Ooh. That was accurate. Good finish. Yeah, the commentators are right. That's really good awareness that Farag put up a loose drop, and he stayed on the left-hand side of the court. And Shorbagy, because of his awareness, knew that Farag was behind him on the left and played that short kill slash drop fading on the right side, and Farag wasn't even close to it. Farag's quality of that drop needed to be a lot tighter to stay on that left side. Farag needed to adjust a little bit more centrally on the tee because he gave Shorbagy too many options from that position. Easier said than done, of course. None of my comments are being critical, just to clarify. It's just highlighting some things that maybe you haven't realized or didn't see. Ooh. Farag is really taking the ball early, and all these consistent movements into the front for Shorbagy may. Ooh. Farag is gesturing for the stroke, but it was a high loose ball. Farag just couldn't get out of the way. I can't see that being overturned. Yeah, Shorbagy did go into Farag's body a bit, but the ball was loose and chasing Farag, so there was no chance that was going to change. And this referee, forgive me, I don't remember his name. He has done a phenomenal job. Oh, trying to do a little bit too much when ideally he should have just reset the rally. That's a long game. At that intensity, that's a pretty tough game. And in my opinion, Shorbagy did start looking a little bit heavy after some of those movements. He recovered very quickly, as he will, because he is, he's world number 2 for a reason. Well, world number 1 now for a reason. But you could see Farag's pace and intensity starting to have its toll, take its toll. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of game 1? Oh, and I love this part. He's just gathering himself. Look at his breathing, settle the heart rate, focus. That was funny. The commentator is saying it that Shorbagy just kind of opened his eyes when he was, being mindful. Oh, and there's Mike Way. Mike Way is the coach at Harvard now, and he used to be Ali Farag's coach while Farag went to Harvard. He's a wonderful, wonderful guy. Hey John, no, it's always been with the pro. My little quirk. Ingel, I just say your comment. Why do you think Farag's drops are getting him in trouble? How so? Like that situation there? They're getting him in trouble when he's hitting a little bit heavy, but I feel like he has to attack and take the game to Shorbagy. If he's passive, Shorbagy's going to just eat him up. Oh, Shorbagy's aggressive. That's aggressive. Whoa, that is a quick boast. He's been doing that so well this event. Just to see it is hard in itself, and then to react to it and move quickly enough to get under it, that's tough stuff. You could hear Farag kind of grunting a little bit as he stretched to volley that ball, because if it got past him, he would have been in trouble. Wow, another monstrous boast. It's good coverage by Farag. Well played. Oh, Shorbagy's right on it. That's tough. The ball's glued to the wall, trying to trickle boast. That's a sign of Farag's mind, that he feels that he has to do something extraordinary to win a point right now. And I mean, that's what it looks like for love for Shorbagy. It's just, see, Shorbagy's now found that accuracy and that pressure. That's better pressure from Farag. Man, the technique to put that boast in from that position that's impressive. It's tight. It's too much pressure. It's just way too much pressure, and Shorbagy is just too accurate right now. Farag is not able to pin him into the back corners the way he needs to. Shorbagy's just in front of him all the time. That's better by Farag, getting in front of him, trying to volley, keep him off. Again, a bit too loose. Ooh. Right on the racket. Whoa, no let. It's tough to tell from that angle, in my opinion. Yeah, you can't see the ball. Oh, wow. I can see why it's been given a stroke, but I would think the ball was really far short. And Matthew, I see your question. Should there be a rule for how many times they can request a pickup check? You know what? I think that the video referee is there for a reason. So if there is some doubt about a pickup, I feel that they should just check it. It literally takes 10 seconds. The players can use that break anyways after long, hard rallies. I think we should just use it as often as need be. I don't know why they don't want to use it sometimes, because it is such a quick option. Whether it's, did the ball hit the outline, was it a pickup, like any of that stuff, I feel that they should use it. See, now that drop, Shorbagy was there, but that drop was tight, and that's what Farag's missing. In the first game, he was hitting with a bit more quality like that, but in this game, his quality just hasn't been there in through the front or the back. See, like that lob was loose. That was a better cross, and then he got an opportunity to get in front. That's too loose again. That's better. Now he's in the middle again, controlling the tee. So that's a nice change. And see, Shorbagy struggled to move for that because that's the first time Farag has played that shot from there. And the quality was so high. That's what he needs to do. That's way too high. He got good height on that lob, which kept him in the rally. That's better length and width hitting. And that's some good work again with the post. Oh. Nice ball. That's a great ball. See, Farag is doing everything he needs to get in front of Shorbagy. Even he's not necessarily taking the ball in short when he's volleying, but he's keeping Shorbagy behind him, moving him side to side. And that's what he needs to do. He needs to extend these rallies. He needs to keep Shorbagy behind him until he forces the loose ball from Shorbagy, or Shorbagy forces a shot when it's not there. I don't think Farag is going to get much joy with a different strategy. He's going to have to extend these rallies. He's going to have to stay in front of Shorbagy. Ooh, see, there it is. Shorbagy's going for it again. Farag's extending the rallies. And there's another one. Fall in concentration from Mohamed. Farag continues to apply the pressure. Oh, went for it. Yeah, Joey Barrington made a good point. It's back 8-6. The 2-point lead at this point of the game is so critical psychologically because he feels like he has a bit of a buffer. but that head nod by Farag was really good to see. I think Farag has registered kind of what he needs to do and what's working. Let's hope he can stick to it and continue to execute. There he is, getting on that volley. Oh, that's a good length. Nice use of height. It's good changing of angles by Farag over here. Nice hold. This is tough work for Shorbagy. It's tight, good height. That's not high enough. That's a good ball, taking the space. This is hurting Muhammad, I think. Oh, that's a great rally. Phenomenal rally. A welcome break for the players as the court gets swept. That's tight. They're talking. Yeah, what the commentators are saying is spot on. This is where we need to use the video referee, and this is where, yeah. I'm still trying to figure out what the question is. I don't know what Farag thought happened. Inconclusive. Everything looked good on that video. I don't understand the issue. Yeah, I sympathize with Shorbagy where he's saying unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Like, you have a video showing everything's fine. That shouldn't be a let. I mean, good for Farag and good for us, because if Shorbagy went up 9-7, that would make it a lot harder. Oh! Oh, that, you know, that might actually be a stroke. I think they'll probably give a let, but I think it might be a stroke because he can't go anywhere. Muhammad didn't get out of the way, and the ball's, it's close to the wall, but it's coming back towards him. I don't know. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Oh. Oh, that was a big follow through. They're both getting in each other's way now. Nice angle change. Wow. That was a ridiculous kill. Wow. And that's the thing that Shorbagy has. He has so many shots from so many positions. Like, see, Farag's moving back because the typical shot is a straight drive from that position because you're under pressure. And Shorbagy rips a kill. That's almost unplayable. It's good pressure from Farag. Nice pickups from Shorbagy. Oh, smart shot down the middle. Almost caught Farag. This is good battle for position. Nice squeeze. Shorbagy gets it wide enough to get off Farag's volley from an attacking position. Oh, that's nice. Oh, forced the error. That rally went on for so long that he forced that error. Shorbagy wanted that to be perfect and finish that rally, win that point. That's a nice kill. Nice lifting by Farag. Oh, he's dragging him along. I feel like in that position you kind of have to go for the ball. You can't hug your opponent and then pull him along. I think he wrapped his arm around. Yeah, I don't know. I would probably give it no let because I feel like he kind of hugged him, but let's see. Farag needs to stay aggressive here and stay on the volley, stay in front of Shorbagy. Keep hitting his targets. That's a bit loose and shut out. That's the problem. It's loose and it gets shut out. Loose cross. It's the last thing you need. That's nice. And ooh, my goodness, look at that get. Oh, wow. Wow. That was amazing. Oh, man. The gets, the hands on the volley, like that was amazing. Amazing hold, set that up. Wow, that was just too soft. He needed to go harder, but he still got it. That was impressive. Might be trouble. Nice, he got under it. That's a bit loose, but it's okay. Good use of height. Good use of height by Shorbagy. Nice straight. And on it again. That's tight. On the volley. Ooh. Hopefully Shorbagy's okay. Yeah. See, that was a nice combo by Farag. He put that first straight drop in. Shorbagy didn't have much of a choice but to go cross. And Farag was waiting for that volley. And again, that's super tight. And let's see if we can get this into 1-1. This is it's going to get interesting. Nice change of serve. It's a bit loose. It's good. He's making Shorbagy really cover the whole court right now. It's impressive. Nice and tight. Stroke. Stroke. We have a match on our hands, guys. There it is. "24 minutes, second game." If the rallies continue the way they were right now, stepping up on the tee, being aggressive, fitness is going to come into the picture now. I wonder where Muhammad went. I wonder if Muhammad is feeling it physically and he's kind of stepped away and he didn't want anyone to see what's going on. I mean, this part of the game, this part of each match is just so critical, right? That you're rehydrating effectively. You have dry shorts, maybe even dry shirt, dry socks at times, depending on the climate you're playing in. New headband, new wristband. Just make sure your grip is not wet. Like, there's just so many subtle factors that a lot of people miss. And this is so critical for these guys. Let's see if Farah can keep the pressure on. And if he continues to make Shorbagy make a lot of these hard movements, I will be very interested to see how Shorbagy hangs on, how he responds to it. He definitely has the ability to stick with it. Nice use of height. Ooh, nice get. That was a wicked angle. Wow. Wow. I love the way Farag takes that one step to volley. That's too loose. Muhammad didn't capitalize on it. That's good. Ooh. Read it. Oh, and there's the force. Not from the right position. Shorbagy hit a couple of winners in his mind. Farag got them back each time. And as a result, he went for the shot that wasn't quite there. See, the ball's pretty tight. That's there. That's a nice counter. Ooh. That looked like two. See, like that movement of Shorbagy there, that looked a little bit slow there. Maybe he went slowly because he knew the first one was down. I don't know, but that's tight. Good lift. Ooh, and there are the errors from Shorbagy. Couple of winners, couple of errors. Nice variation on the serve. Ooh. Nice mid-court ball. That's a bit surprising in my opinion. Shorbagy saying that's cheap. I thought there was space to hit that down the wall, but nice pressure from Shorbagy. Whoa, nice gets from Farag. Wow, that is aggressive. And there it is. Shorbagy hit like 3 or 4 winning balls that Farag kept getting back, and then Shorbagy didn't respect the one that he should have in that situation. Nice and tight. Nice hold from Farag. Ooh. Nice hold again from Farag. These are hard movements on the body. That's a good line. Wow. That's loose. What? Oh! Farag had him. I think Shorbagy is feeling this for sure. There were at least 3 or 4 tough holds in that rally that sent Shorbagy the wrong way. And that's gonna be in the legs. Oh, there was no way Shorbagy was getting that. That movement that you just saw is an indicator of how Shorbagy's legs are feeling right now. That's too loose. Oh, lucky. So lucky. There's the heavy breathing. He's feeling it. There's the heavy breathing. Shorbagy's thanking the photographer right now. I would be too if I was in his position. That's loose, and Farag is aggressive. It hit the tin. Wow. I think Farag's gotten into Shorbagy's fitness here. He's taking those volleys so early, and he's hitting them accurately. See, Shorbagy's accuracy is gone. And this is where I feel... Ooh. Nice change of angles. That's a wicked boast. Oh my. Oh my. Good use of height by Farag. Wow. That's a hard rally. That was an impressive rally. Wow. To get that ball across from that position by Shorbagy was impressive. Wow. What a flop. I love it. Ooh, that was short. Nice finish. See that reaction from Shorbagy? Not moving for that? It's a sign. Nice change of angle. Great height. Ooh! That volley boast with a hold, to execute a volley boast in the first place is no joke. But to finish it with that accuracy, that's something else. That's a nice line. Oh, wow. Hitting the targets. Hitting the targets. Critical. So critical in this match. I feel that if Farag can put in 1 or 2 more kind of pressure-filled tough rallies, I think he can take this game. It's going to damage Shorbagy a little bit. Oh. Yeah, and Farag needs to be careful. When he hits these cross courts onto Shorbagy's racket, that's dangerous territory. That's loose. Nice hold and weight. That's tight. I love how Farag gets those tight balls cross. It's so impressive. Whoa, nice change of angle. Nice change of angle. Wow. And Shorbagy's reaction there in terms of his movement just kind of shows you a little bit of the fatigue levels. He got this. Nice get. Wow, that is early. Oh, he did clothesline him. Wow. Can Farah close this out? That's the question. I think Farah is going to take this game. Ooh, trouble. Trouble. Reverse pressure. 2 game balls. Farah, hopefully he's not thinking about the game ball. Hopefully he's focused on what he needs to do. That's tight. That is tight. Ooh! That was so much. Such a flick. That was impressive. Wow, that felt longer than 12 minutes, to be honest. Predictions, guys. What do you guys think? What's about to happen? I like that, Evan. For all of us squash fans, I hope the same. I think if Farah can, if he can keep his head together and he can come out aggressive, continue to volley and control the tee, I feel like he's gonna take this. Yeah, Yusuf. I hear you. It looked that way, but Farag found a way. Sharbagi's accuracy dropped off. Farag stepped it up. It's so obvious to see exactly what Farag needs to do. It's a matter of, well, in my mind, there are a couple of factors. One, Farag's mindset. Is he going to be able to consistently, because it's not easy, you know what you have to do, but it's not easy to execute it because it's mentally draining and it's physically exhausting. So can Farag do what he needs to do? And then the other side of it is how much of a physical toll have these last 3 games taken on Sharbagi, and what is his accuracy like? Because as you guys probably noticed, he's not hitting nearly as accurately as he was, or not as consistently accurately as he was previously. And I think that's because of the fitness side of things. So it's going to be very interesting to see how accurately he's going to hit. See, like that was a bit heavy on that drop. That's a bit heavy again. There, Farag is doing what he needs to do. He's staying in front and volleying and moving the ball around the court. That's a bit loose. Nice volley. This is, again, tough work for Sharbagi. Forcing the boast when he's under pressure. That's, for Sharbagi, that's not a great sign. But that's only the first rally. Nice, hitting across the body. That's a tough movement when you're coming out of the corner to go back into the corner with pace. Oh, working 3 wall. Nice use of height. See, Farag's accuracy right now and his intention up on the tee is next level. Like, this is physically hard for Sharbagi. I don't know how Farag is doing this physically because it's not easy to put those in yourself. Ooh. Yeah, the video ref is checking. Oh, nice get. That's perfect. That was perfect. Yeah. So let's see what Shorbagy does. Nice get by Farag. He worked around him well. Nice kill. That's a great kill. It's a nice variation from Shorbagy. So that's the thing. When you hit that kill, you have to hit that kill second bounce before the short line. Otherwise, the ball enters no man's land. And I mean, obviously, depending on the level, someone may not get one that bounces in the service box as well. But at the higher levels, it has to be short. It's a bit loose. Good change of angle, preventing the volley by Shorbagy. Or volley from Shorbagy. That's tight. See, now Shorbagy's getting in front of Farag, but he couldn't finish it. So Shorbagy did exactly what Farag's been doing to him these last few rallies by staying in front and moving Farag back and forth in the back corner until he got the opening to put it in. The difference was Farag's been hitting those balls in the openings and Shorbagy hit the tin. That could be a bit of fatigue, it could be a bit of mental pressure. That's nice and tight. Nice use of height. It's really impressive to see how Farag is sustaining this level of movement at this intensity for this long. Oh, that's smart. That's actually the first example of what I had mentioned earlier, where Farag likes to kind of cheat over on the side. See, look at his T position. He's literally at the edge of the service box. Shorbagy's awareness was great because he played into the opposite corner. That was really good. Nice width by Farag over there. Whoa, great kill, great kill. You see from that setup, it looks like he's going to rip so many shots. But Shorbagy does not see. Do you see the second bounce? It faded by the short line again. Shorbagy was moving to the left, but a bit back. So that totally changes your movement pattern, and it's really hard to adjust forward. That's tight hitting. Ooh. Shorbagy set it up perfectly. Just missing the execution. That's the second one round in the last couple of rallies. Ominous signs. Nice variation on the serve. That's perfect. Just way too loose from Farag. At this level, if you give any good player anything that loose in the middle of the court, you're in trouble. Nice change up by Farag. He's changing the angles really well, so he's not letting Shorbagy settle. I see. Ooh, nice change of angles. There's another good change. Wow. That is tough. That is tough. Oh, waiting. He waited a little bit there, but that's fair. It was a loose ball. Wow, that court coverage is ridiculous. See, the only other player who, in recent history, I feel that has been able to make Shorbagy move around like this was Ramy Ashour. Nice choice to straighten it out and on it early. That's fast, tough movement for Shorbagy. I don't know if he's going to get a stroke there. Yeah, I didn't think he was getting a stroke either. It was actually in his favor to play that ball. He should have just punched that down the wall. Oh, that's tight. That's going to be a stroke. See, it's all about the accuracy. Farag's accuracy is up so much. It's so tight to that side wall that even if Shorbagy gets there, one, it's a hard movement, so it's sinking into his body. And then two, it's so tight that Shorbagy can't do anything with it. And nice change of angle. See, the last two rallies, Farag's been putting him in that front left, so Shorbagy was moving in. It's in his head. See, look where Shorbagy's moving. He's moving to that left, and then Farag changes the angle. Like, that's smart play and awareness. That's impressive. That's tight, and what a get. Oh, this is tough. Physically, this is tough. Oh my, Shorbagy, I think, is difficult times. He's the beast. If there's anyone who can mount somewhat of a comeback, it's him. Oh no. That's it. I think he's physically toast right now. Actually, yeah, Mustafa Asal did it. Like Joey just mentioned, the only people who have made Shorbagy work this hard, Mustafa Asal and Rami. That's it. And now Ali Farag. Stroke. Ooh. The ref didn't want to give that. That's so much pressure. It's a stroke. It's definitely a stroke. Yeah, that's definitely a stroke. Yeah. Wow. Impressive. That was so impressive. Ali Farag played next level. And that's probably what Shorbagy's telling him right now. He's like, you played so well. That was amazing. Wow. What a feeling. Can you imagine? World champion. Guys, any questions? Yeah, I was hoping for the fifth game too. It would have made for fun, but honestly, Evan, I don't think Shorbagy had enough left in the tank physically to actually come out and play a good fifth game, and you could see that over there in the fourth. Like, Farag made him work so much. He was just on the ball so early, putting in those short balls so aggressively and so accurately that the amount of work that Shorbagy had to do was just ridiculous, and it took its toll clearly. It's incredible that Farag has the physical capability to do that. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. That was actually fun. It's the first time I did that. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I enjoyed the process. I hope you learned something different from what the Squash TV folks were saying. Truthfully, I've been up since about 4 in the morning, so I am wiped out. And I was on the court for a few hours too. So time for me to hit the sack. If you have any question, throw it in the chat. I'm happy to kind of share anything in the last kind of couple of minutes here. And then I will bid you adieu. Yeah. Refrigeraptor. I like that name. This is the first time I'm doing this, to be honest. So I wanted to test it out, see how it went, see how other people enjoyed it. yeah, do you guys have any comments? Was it helpful? Was it insightful? Anything you'd like to see differently? I'm open to hear suggestions. Checking the comments here for another minute. Throw something in there if you want. Awesome. Thank you, Evan. I appreciate that. Did it get distracting at all, hearing their comments and hearing my comments? Or what was it kind of, were you able to manage that? You're welcome, Andy. See, my mind goes more towards kind of some of the tactics and things like that that I see, and if I can share that. I know commentators talk sometimes about slightly different things and whatnot. I really like to stick to the game and what I'm seeing, so I'm glad you enjoyed that as well. Okay, awesome. Thank you for the feedback, Evan. All right, have an awesome night, guys, or day, wherever you are in the world, and I look forward to hearing your comments in the next video. Have a good one, guys. Bye. Oh, wait, I saw a comment, Refrigeraptor. Yeah, I feel that might have done something for Shorbagy, but truthfully at 7-0 up, there's almost like this reverse pressure thing where you're up that much, you kind of fall off, you ease off the gas pedal because you are up at that point, and then that call kind of sticks in your head a little bit. And it's the shift in momentum, and it's the shift in your focus, that if Ali Farag uses that to his advantage and he puts a little bit of pressure on Shorbagy is off his focus a little bit, that can, at that level, if Farag is playing well, have a significant effect on the outcome of at least the next few rallies. And then from there, these guys are so good that they have to reset quickly, and they know they have to reset quickly. So that was then Farag started playing significantly better by jumping in front and volleying and controlling the tee a lot more. And that's essentially what he continued for the rest of the match. And then eventually it wore into Shorbagy's fitness and his legs, and Shorbagy couldn't sustain it anymore. So it was, it was like Farag played phenomenally well. So I think he deserves that. He definitely deserves that win. And at the end, it was amazing to see Shorbagy also just being really humble and congratulatory in favor of Farag, because he recognized how well Farag played in that final. So I hope that answers your question. All right, guys. Have an awesome day, and I'll check you guys out in the next video. All right, bye, guys. Take care.